Welcome to the Company Move podcast, where we explore what life outside of the film and television industry could look like by talking to folks who have made the leap. I'm your host, Renni Pollock, a union second assistant camera person currently living and working in Chicago, Illinois. I'll be learning and growing along with you, so let's go. Company's on the move.
First off, before we begin this wrap-up episode, we just wanted to acknowledge the hardship that people in and around the fires in California are dealing with. Our hearts are with everyone, and if you can either donate your time or even better your money, there are resources in the show notes that include places to do so.
Welcome to Company Move.
Happy 2025!
Yeah, happy 2025. That beautiful voice you hear is my co-producer and editor, Robyn Lavecchio. Robyn,
Hello.
Thank you for being on mic with me.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we just wanted to pop on here, make sure you know we didn't go away. We just are taking a break, and planning on bringing you a season 2, but we wanted to kind of wrap up season 1 really quickly, talk about our wins, our challenges, our goals for next season, and call to action as well. So
Renni, the tables are now turning, and I'm going to ask you some questions.
Ooh.
2024 is finished.
Yay.
We did season 1, our
We
first
did it.
ever podcast.
Yay.
How did you feel about season 1?
Season 1 was fun. It was fun.
I agree. I had a really good time.
This is an idea that I had for years, and I just didn't know how to execute it, or I didn't have the right people to help me execute it. And then everything fell into place that you hopped on, which was such a godsend. I don't know that I would have been able to complete as much as I did without you, and having you to
thank you very much.
bounce things off of. And then just a myriad of people came together. Like my friend Cliff gave us music. Gabe gave us music. And then Selena, the graphics are just more than I could. I was trying to put together some silly graphic on Canva, and I was like, I need a professional. I am not a graphic designer. And what she came up with was just, it's pretty cool. I've got little stickers. If anybody wants stickers, you know me, you can send me an email, companymovepod@gmail.com. We've got little baby stickers, little 1-inch by 1-inch stickers. We're going to think about merch and such in the future. But it was really fun to catch up with folks that I hadn't seen or talked to in a long time who had left the industry, and then really find out their stories. I found out more about them than I ever knew working with them on set. And then got to meet some new people that, also had some really interesting journeys. Got to learn how to interview, learn how to listen.
Which you think would be easy, but
it's so hard.
It's hard.
I was just constantly like, how do I keep this conversation moving? What's the next question? And I'm like, shit, I missed that. So
I think it's obvious, though, as the season went on, that you got more comfortable, and it was just as easy to listen to, so
awesome. Yeah.
kudos.
Thank you. This isn't just going to be us congratulating ourselves the whole time. Sorry. But I think that, no, you're fine. You're fine. It's me and my own discomfort with compliments. Season 1 was super fun. The fact that we did 10 episodes while we were both working was pretty impressive, and I'm proud of us. What do you think of season 1?
I loved season 1. It was so fun. I think I wasn't always live with the interviews, so hearing them back was really fun, and kind of getting to experience it as a listener first, which was really great, I think. And it kind of helped me to edit, truthfully. And also, I just really enjoyed the people you had on. So it's clear you've made some really cool friends along the way in your career. I think it was incredibly interesting to learn about everyone's different career choices that they've either gone on to or are splitting time with. I don't know if they'd be my first choice or second choice for that matter.
Like a good kind of process of elimination of like, well, that's cool for you. I don't think that's for me, but I love hearing how you got there. And maybe it helped other people to, you know, eliminate
Definitely.
uh, choices from their list as well.
My one thing, like I loved Aaron's interview. He was incredibly captivating to listen to. It was fun to hear his progress throughout life, where he's gone in different jobs and situations. And the position he's at now requires him to drive, but is also incredibly people oriented and customer service related. So I love that part about his job. But the idea of driving makes me so nervous. I'm not a good. I'm a great driver by myself, but I don't prefer to drive other people for a job. So I knew that one wasn't for me. But I love that like those things exist, and I never would have heard about that if it weren't for Aaron bringing it up.
Yeah,
So
Aaron's just like an old friend, so it was really lovely and easy to talk to him. But then I think he did a really good job of digging into the how and the why, like
definitely.
really getting into how he um put a resume together, how he was doing the interview process, how he was rejected from like, you know,
Well, obviously, learning about the job was fun, but just the process and how long it took, and where when he actually did find something that fit,
yeah,
and how that worked out.
yeah, yeah. I think that's something if we want to maybe talk about what we're looking forward to giving y'all in season 2. Some of our goals are to bring on some more experts, some more folks that can help people with the transition. Um, Possibly some folks who left and came back. Um, you know, maybe the world out there is scary and coming back to comfort and figuring out ways that they made work-life balance work for them. Um, yeah, I've got a career therapist, someone who is now becoming a winemaker, like another person working in aerospace engineering. Like there's some really cool um transitions that happened out there that I'm excited to dig into.
For season 2, I'm looking forward to interviewing some recruiters and
Mm,
knowing a little bit more what they're really looking for, um, and what that means for us as far as people in production, as far as rewording our resumes. So maybe that's also kind of along the lines of the career coaching and the career therapist questions we can ask. I have one person who I'd like to, there's actually a few people I'd like to interview who are still based in LA, which is actually, since I'm still in LA, that's kind of important to me. I'd like to
mm,
stay here for a while longer. So learning what options are here and how they made that transition in the, a world full of this production still.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I'm pretty excited. I can't wait.
yeah. And also, you know, we want to work on building our followers, building our listenership. So that is where y'all come in. I did have one of my good friends tell me that listening to this podcast has brought him closer to his mom. His mom listens, and now she understands um, what he does for a living. And so maybe tell your tell your moms, tell your dads to listen to our podcast. Might help you help them understand the industry a little bit better. Here's what the Company Movers are saying about season 1 of Company Move. Thank you all for rating and following and writing reviews. It really helps people find us. We only have 10 ratings on Apple Podcasts. I'm not going to put that in there. I'll cut that.
That's more than 0.
It's more than 0. I said as long as at least 5 people are listening, I'd be happy. So that are not just you and me.
We
So
did
we're good.
it.
We did it. Okay, so El Kusi or Kelsey says, thank you, and gave us 5 stars, which thank you. As someone still in the industry who occasionally wonders why, I really appreciate this podcast. I listen for the relatable stories of highs and lows and for the nuggets of wisdom that Renni's guests share. It's not all about jobs and work. It's really about life and how we live it. It's helped me think differently about my career, whether I leave or not. Thank you. That's exactly
like
what
that
we
one.
wanted, right? Isn't that so sweet? This person, Space Bay, says, hey, I love this. Big Lost Rhetoric fan here. Found this show via Jason Dinges. So thank you for listening, and thank you for coming on over and hopefully listen to some other guests that we have. Jason was great. But we also have some other great guests. Tally2 says relevant, gave us 5 stars. I love listening to this podcast, which focuses on transitioning out of film, but will also appeal to people seeking to move out of other workspaces where many workers feel underpaid, overworked, and disenfranchised, such as education and healthcare. It's also super fun to learn about the way the film industry works. Awesome. Last name Fix said relatable. I also worked in film for 15 plus years, and I'm currently in the process of changing careers. This podcast is engaging and entertaining, and I think anyone that is interested in a career change would enjoy hearing how others pivoted in their life, not just people that have worked in film. Thank you. That is from Sasha Fix, who will be a guest on our podcast in the future. I appreciate friends that are reviewing us as well. Thank you. This is another friend that reviewed us. The inspiration. Oh, it cuts it off. But from Jen Grable. Love you, Jen. Love Renni and her insightful questions. Learning how film crew members have pivoted into different careers is so inspiring to know it can happen. Can't wait for more episodes, and know it's not just for film folks, but anyone in a rut in life, aren't we all? Wow, thank you all for those. Are so nice. It's so nice. I mean, I know 2 of those people. I did not ask them to write reviews, but they did on their own. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're listening and you know us, write us a review. I like hearing nice things. But yeah, hearing from people that we don't personally know is really lovely as well. So yeah, we're gonna keep making this as long as we can.
It's quite a fun experience. So please keep listening.
Some of the wins from creating this podcast are the connections that we've made with other similar industry podcasts. I definitely was inspired to finally get this podcast off the ground by listening to Scene Change. Those guys, Aaron and Danny, are camera operators, and they interviewed a lot of folks who are still in the film industry but have really great side hustles and, possible jobs that they could decide to have as their main careers. So go ahead and hop on over, listen to Scene Change. They have about 20-ish episodes out. They're also taking a break. I think they just did a season 1. And then I really connected with Alexis from Hollywood Second Act Club. We've talked on the phone numerous times, and she's just an amazing woman who she is a life coach. She's a makeup artist, and she's a life coach, and interviews mainly women, but she's had several men on who are building their own businesses. So she's really focused a lot on entrepreneurship and taking the skills that we've learned from set and how those have translated into a lot of these folks building their own businesses. And Alexis she's just a light, and she's lovely. And hopefully she and I are going to do a little bonus crossover episode to tide you over while we're recording season 2. So go ahead and give a listen to Hollywood Second Act Club as well. And then if you want to go back, we've got 10 episodes of Company Move. So those are the 3 main kind of career change industry podcasts to take a listen to. And we all, lift each other up and support each other as well. So if you or someone has transitioned out of the film industry and you would like to be a guest on our podcast, please send us a message either through email or on our Instagram. Both are Company Move Pod. Our email is companymovepod@gmail.com, and our Instagram handle is @CompanyMovePod. We monitor both inboxes. So send us a message, and we'll hop on a phone call to see if it's a good fit. But otherwise, thank you all for listening, and we can't wait to bring you more stories and more material and possibly more resources in 2025. Woohoo! Woohoo! Happy New Year!
Hey,
Company Move is produced by me, Renni Pollock, and is produced and edited by Robyn Lavecchio. Thanks to Selena Persiani for designing our graphics. Our theme music was written by Cliff Beach and performed by Cliff Beach and Alex Nestor. You can follow Cliff on Spotify. Our interstitial music was composed and performed by Gabe Rosen. A special thank you to Keaton Susky for naming our podcast. Have questions, suggestions, or want to be a guest? Write us at companymovepod@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at companymovepod. Please follow and rate us on whatever platform you listen to us on. That's a wrap for this week, y'all. Thanks for listening.